Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles. Now we're going to jump into my trade deadline candidates, ones we can actually bring into Philadelphia, not trade away, as we talked about in a video a couple of days ago. First, though, we are brought to you guys by our friends at BetQL. Go to chatsports.com/EaglesQL/ use the discount code ChatEagles for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. All right, let's jump into some trade deadline candidates because the trade deadline is coming up in November, and Philadelphia is in this kind of weird netherworld where they're not really sellers, I don't think, but they're not necessarily like heavy buyers. You know, they have 10 plus draft picks and a ton of cap space going forward into 2022, and so there are some names that are being thrown around. We're going to jump into the names and whether I think there's actually a possibility for the Eagles to trade for that name or not really a possibility for the Eagles to go ahead and trade for that name. But I will say this before we start. I don't think Philadelphia is going to go crazy at the trade deadline. I don't think they're going to go and get every single player and fill all these positions, especially if they lose the next couple of games. They might just stay kind of neutral, not get anybody, and then go buck wild in free agency in the NFL draft next year. So we'll talk about names, but I'd have to say that the odds of these names coming true are, I think, slightly less more possible than actually becoming a reality. So let's start with the first name, which is definitely being thrown around the past couple of days. That is Odell Beckham Jr., the Browns wide receiver. Now, OBJ has been a Brown for the past couple of years. However, he has had some injuries, ankle injuries, and now is dealing with kind of a shoulder issue right now. So he's back on the football field, but Baker Mayfield is not finding him in the end zone, even though he is open, hence the idea that trading him away wouldn't really hurt the Browns and would help OBJ with the rest of his career. Now, I'm going to do what's called my desire level in terms of how bad would I want to trade for Odell Beckham Jr. or the rest of the players on this list. And my desire level for OBJ is a 4 out of 5. I honestly think this would be a pretty darn good trade for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I do know that OBJ comes with a little bit of baggage in terms of his past, working with football teams, being a little dramatic, and the injury issue. But if you could get him for a cheap 5th, 6th round draft pick, 4th, 5th round draft pick, I think it would make sense in order to go ahead and see if Jalen Hurts having an actual number 2/number 1 wide receiver alongside Devontae Smith could make a legit difference. Because as we've seen, the Eagles wide receivers have been very hit or miss this year. I think Devontae Smith has been great. I think he's going to be the number 1 here for the next couple of years. He's been fantastic. But behind him, Reagor, what has Jalen Reagor really done for us this year? Is Jalen Reagor really the future at wide receiver in Philadelphia? I don't think so, let alone Goedert has been completely MIA, and we all know J.J. Whiteside is completely useless. So I think they need to add a wide receiver, whether that's in the draft next year, free agency next year, or the trade deadline. I think OBJ would make a lot of sense and really give us a 1-2 punch that we've not had in a very, very long time. Like the last time you really had a 1-2 punch in Philadelphia was, I guess, Alshon Jeffrey and Smith, I think, would technically be a 1-2 punch, or Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar, but this would be between Devontae Smith and OBJ, a real 1-2 punch that to me would be very, very, I think, fun in Philadelphia. And so will it actually happen? I don't know, but do I want it to happen? Yes, I'd be all for trading for OBJ. Now, there'll be an ad break here on YouTube, so scroll down and answer the pinned comment in the comment section down below. Name a player you want the Eagles to trade for. Is there one that you want Philadelphia to go ahead and trade for? Give me that name down below right now in the comment section. All right, our next player on our list is another wide receiver, a little less likely, I think, but the name has been thrown around, especially with Philadelphia, is Michael Thomas. You remember him? Was once one of the best receivers in the National Football League, has been dealing with a foot ankle injury, been on IR, been on the PUP list, has not played yet this year, and has kind of some beef with these Saints organization, leading to many think that he could be traded here pretty darn soon. Now, my desire level for him was way lower than what OBJ's is. It's only a 2 out of 5, because I don't know if you're going to get the superstar wide receiver that he once was. Like, if you go back to 2019, this guy was an absolute monster. We forget 2 years ago, he had 149 catches. Like, I had to do a triple take, and it was like, was it 149 catches? Imagine an Eagle getting 149 catches. That'd be a franchise record by far. However, 2020, a little bit banged up, and then again has not played here in 2021. And so I think that you could at least kick the tires here. His contract's a little bit pricey, but if you could get him to sign and then restructure, I think him alongside Devontae Smith would be a really good, again, 1-2 punch or 1A, 1B situation in Philadelphia, whether it's Jalen Hurts or Deshaun Watson or a rookie quarterback, whoever's playing quarterback next year, getting another wide receiver to me at the trade deadline would not be the worst move the Eagles could possibly make. Okay, we'll get into my next player on the list. He's a defensive player and one that I really, really, really want. But first, again, shout out to our friends at BetQL. Go to chatsports.com/EaglesQL/ the promo code ChatEagles to get the discount on any of their subscription offerings. And they helped me go 4-1 using their best bets simulator on my bets this week. I mean, I'm crushing the picks. I keep winning money. I'm 18-10 510 this year. That is like way above 500 and plus in the green for all my picks. Look what I did this past week. Bears minus 4.5, or sorry, Packers minus 4.5, won that one. Cardinals plus 2.5, won that one. Cowboys minus 4, won that one. Jaguars plus 3.5, won that one. My only loss was the Chargers. I guess Baltimore is really good, even though, they barely beat the Chiefs. They barely beat the Lions. It's like, are they actually going to do good at home? And then they did. So credit to the 5-1 Ravens and Lamar Jackson. He's balling out. But 4-1 on my picks here. A lot of it due to the fact that I use I call it my study, my homework with our friends at BetQL. Sign up for their subscription offering. Link is down below in the description box. All right, next trade candidate, and I would probably put him as number 1 on my list here. It's Myles Jack, the linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Jack used to be an interior linebacker, like a middle linebacker. They've moved him outside, and he's been fantastic this year. Plus the fact he's 25 years old and signed through 2024, and the Jaguars are trash and not getting good anytime soon. I think Jacksonville should trade him, like from a personal standpoint, an organization, and Philly should 100% pick up the phone and make a call. My desire level is at a 5 out of 5, and it's at a 5 out of 5 because Philadelphia has not invested in the linebacker position pretty much my entire life. Like, Jeremiah Trotter was the best linebacker of my lifetime, and that was like 2001 to 2003. Like, the guy was, the guy's like 60 years old now. He's 50-something, but still very, very old. The Eagles need a linebacker. We know they have to go ahead and draft somebody next year, but why not just go ahead and make a trade for Myles Jack, spend a 3rd or 4th round draft pick, bring him over, and then you can use your 3 first-round draft picks on other positions like safety or cornerback or pass rusher or another wide receiver. I think Myles Jack would make a ton of sense. I think the Eagles have the money for it. They have the draft capital for it. Go and make a move for a position that we desperately need. Like the linebacker is the worst position group on the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's not even close. Like, you can talk about the safeties being a little iffy. You can talk about the the offensive line being banged up, the wide receivers not being productive. No, linebacker is the worst position group in Philadelphia, and again, I'll say it, it's not even close. Do you guys agree? Like, do you think the Eagles linebacker position is the worst group? If you do, type Y down below for yes. If you do not, type no, but tell me who is the worst. Like, I don't know who is the worst because it's definitely, to me, the linebackers. I'll see your thoughts, though, down below. All right, 2 more to go here quickly. I've been working on this for the past couple week, and I told you guys I'd give you guys a shout out when it happened. We hit 21,000 subscribers. Like, 21,000 subscribers. It's official. We're here. If you haven't subscribed, go down below and subscribe. But I just want to thank you guys for the journey that we went from 0 up to 21,000. We hit, 3.7 million views on the channel a couple of days ago. Crazy growth, crazy numbers here. I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the men, the women, whoever watches these videos. I appreciate each and every 21,000 strong of you guys here on the channel. Okay, I want to mention Marcus Maye as a possibility, although I don't know if I would do it, right? He's a safety for the Jets, and right now he's been out with an ankle injury, so you could technically get him for a little bit cheaper because he is injured, but he should be back by the trade deadline. My desire level's at a 3 out of 5. I think they are going to draft a safety next year because Anthony Harris is on a 1-year deal. Rodney McLeod's a little bit old, and I don't know if we can, really trust Kayvon Wallace to be a future starter in Philadelphia, so we got to include Maye because the Jets aren't going anywhere anytime soon, and they're not really using him because he has been injured, and so I do think this is a possibility, even though I don't think Philadelphia would actually go ahead and need to add a safety. Like if you're going to make a move at a trade deadline, you want this guy to be good this year and then in the future, like a need this year and in the future. Hence Myles Jack, hence Odell Beckham Jr. You need him now and in the future. Maye isn't necessarily a need right now because they're not bad at safety. They just need a safety of the future. And so if you think Maye's that, maybe you can make the trade. But if not, then my desire level is kind of iffy, 3 out of 5 overall. Okay, we will get into my final candidate. Actually, we'll go ahead and jump into my final candidate. Sorry, we'll throw it up on the screen. Deshaun Watson is a trade candidate. And I'm only putting him on here because his name is going to be thrown out there. Like, I'm going to give you my desire level, which is very low here in just 1 second, but we're just mentioning him because somebody's going to write about this in a blog or Pro Football Focus or whatever, and so I'll at least give you my thoughts on Watson here in just 1 second. First, quick shout out to our friends at BetMGM, chatsports.com/EaglesMGM/ to go ahead and create your BetMGM account and get the insane discount on BetQL. They're going to give you a free year of BetQL if you create an account using our link, deposit $10 into the account, bet the $10, and then, of course, you'll receive a free year of BetQL within 24 hours of your wager settling. Okay, so my desire level for Deshaun Watson is at a -1,000,000 out of 5. Like this, I'm not even joking around here. Like, I don't want Deshaun Watson. I have no desire for Deshaun Watson. I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be traded, first off. But just in case you start seeing rumblings of, Deshaun Watson trade stuff is heating up at the deadline, don't buy it. Philadelphia's not going to do this. If they do, we'll talk about it. I'll cover it, but I just don't see it happening. The legal allegations. The Eagles want to keep their first-round draft picks. Like, the goal should be make Hurts the future, build around him, give him every opportunity to succeed. 3 first-round draft picks on the defense. Boom, the Eagles are solved. They're winning a lot of games in 2022. That's just my thought, but Again, we'll leave it up to you. Yay or nay on Deshaun Watson? What do you think? Final question. Yay or nay? Yay on Deshaun Watson, or like me, absolutely not, no, 0% chance? Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. Okay, quick recap. Again, we're going through these and then sign out. We got OBJ, Michael Thomas, Myles Jack, Marcus Maye, and Deshaun Watson. I like OBJ and Myles Jack, although again, and I'll finish on this, I think the odds of them actually going out and making a move for a big name like these 5 are pretty slim. But anything can happen at the trade deadline, and crazy things have happened when Howie Roseman is your GM, so stay tuned. We'll keep you guys covered on that. Okay, ultimate for today on our Philadelphia Eagles Now trade candidate video. Plenty more videos coming up next couple of days. Preview, mailbag, all sorts of stuff. It is game week. It's Raider week. A lot of fun here on the channel. I'm Thomas Mott. All time we have for today. We're signing off for the rest of your day.